Yeah, why are you putting your stuff?
Yeah, if you can do me a
This
favor.
is private property.
Stand back, okay? Somebody called and says that you're selling real guns.
Right.
So I have the right by law to check it.
Not on our property.
Not on
We're
private
actually
property,
on private property right now.
And I know who you are. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know who you are.
Yeah,
So
so-
it'd be best if you stepped off of our property.
Well, we have to, once I check and everything's fine, then I'll be off your property.
Okay.
You don't even need to check on private property.
Right.
Well,
It's private property.
okay. Well, the thing is, somebody called and said.
It
you
doesn't
told them
matter. It's
that-
private property. So I'm going to ask you to step back to the sidewalk.
I'll step back once I'm done checking, okay? Thank you.
Can you have a supervisor then? Because
Sure can.
you don't have a right to be on my property right now.
This is your property here?
It is.
This is an apartment complex.
Right. It is our property.
All right, that's fine. Like I said, once I'm done, we'll be on our way. Okay? And we've dealt with you several
3,
times
4, 5,
already.
8.
So,
No, you haven't dealt with me on videotape.
Okay.
So I need you to step off the property.
Keep the camera going.
Yeah, we got him. Our camera's on here.
Can you do me a favor though and call a supervisor?
No, you know what? I just want you guys off my property.
The heck, they have two cars out
I
here?
just want you guys off my property. Have a good day. Have a good day.
No, but actually, you know what? Because he did come and touch the private property.
Yeah.
You want a supervisor here.
Yes, you have no right to come on my property and touch my stuff.
Well, somebody called him, and I don't know what the situation is, but he just came in and went through all my private property.
Okay?
So I want a supervisor here. Okay, we'll give it.
No, actually, we'll just file a complaint. We have it on video. We'll file another complaint. So, private property, you may stay on the sidewalk.
All right. Well,
It doesn't matter. We're still going to file a complaint. You know better than that.
I'm sure you do too.
Yeah. I know exactly how it works. And you know I know that.
Yeah, I've dealt with you many times, that's fine.
No, you haven't dealt with me. I'm with Cop Watch. I've dealt with you. Yeah.
yeah, so apparently somebody called, but without my consent, my permission, he came in and went through all the stuff that I'm selling on the table. Okay. Without probable cause.
Selling guns or no?
Airsoft.
Okay.
So that other stuff.
What's your name, sir?
So without probable cause, without consent, he came onto private property and checked that stuff. Okay, so make sure that we need to get someone to talk to.
Yeah, that's fine.
We actually don't need to talk to him. We'll just file a
Well,
complaint.
no, but since...
The supervisor's there, buddy, so we'll just file a complaint. So.
I'm sorry, did you want us to go talk to a supervisor or?
You just kick them loose. They're just gonna, you know, they all work together. So we're gonna file a complaint for him coming onto our property, touching our stuff.
Make it clear you don't want to talk to supervisors.
No, we'll file a complaint.
We have the office tomorrow.
Okay. Have a good day.
And did you get his badge number?
Yeah, I got all his information.
Okay.
Hello everyone, welcome back to GGN. It's Independence Day, July 4th, 2012. My website is ggnonline.com. Alright, so you saw this first video basically of the cops harassing people at a garage sale. And this is going on more and more. I'll cover it about lemonade stands. I had my own experience with political law enforcement officers recently, that's right. Over the weekend on Saturday, I was pulled over for apparently failing to signal my turning. I didn't use my blinker. Well, you know what day that was? Well, that was the end of the month. That was June 30th. Now, see, the last time I got a ticket, I'll just go through this briefly. The last time I got a ticket was 2 years ago in Oregon when I drove all the way across the country. And the day before I was going to leave, I fueled up and I got pulled over for during a speed trap. It was a speed trap. I didn't know about it. I'm not aware of the speed trap because I wasn't from there. And I got a $300 ticket from the friendly police over there. But that actually was around the same exact time. I think it was May 31st. And of course, when I tried to talk to the officers through the windows, they didn't like that. Eventually, they got me out of the car, just like they did this past Saturday. Although it was kind of interesting was I actually reacted to it right away. I locked my doors, put my windows up. The ones in the front were down almost 5 inches, but he wanted it down more. And the first thing he said, "Can you roll down the windows?" And I asked him, "Am I obliged to?" And he was like, "What?" He didn't understand that I was asking him if I was legally obligated to do so. And then he asked me to step outside the vehicle, and then I asked him what for what purpose what am I being charged with? He did not tell me. Then I asked him, am I being detained? And he said, "Why don't you come step outside?" And then he tried opening my door. Well, of course, like every other person who tries to stand up for their rights, and not be treated like a complete slave, what? They called for backup like they did in that video. They call for backup. So I had 3 squad cars, just like in Oregon, 3 squad cars for me. And it was at that point I decided to exit the vehicle and consent to basically being detained by these officers. So apparently he let me go with a warning on the failure to sign my registration. And it was weird because after spending 15 minutes being detained while the officer was in the car, what happened? Well, he gave me the ticket back, and it was not signed by him. It wasn't signed by me. There was no fine on there. So if anybody knows if I have some kind of case, I'm going to try it in court and go to traffic court and see if the contract is null and void. But it was crazy. You know what I mean? I got a Marine plate, veterans plate, big Marine tattooed and stuff like that. You know how I am. I'm not uber nationalistic and stuff like that. But it's just like days before the 4th of July, and they're harassing me, going to give me a $170 ticket. I mean, yeah, and they kept saying I was combative. He's used that word 3 times, that I was combative because I was asserting my rights. And I wasn't being a smart ass either. I was being, pretty calm the whole time. So yeah, as I was walking away, I said, happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day, as I walked away. Reveal the scale of sexual abuse by police officers. Guardian investigation finds sexual predators and police are abusing their power to target victims of crime. Now, this is in the UK, so it's not just in the United States, like the police that were questioning me and stuff like that, asking me when I was trying to... They were asking me, why am I getting so combative? And I was like, well, because this is happening. And they're like, oh, just because there's a couple YouTube videos online. I know there's videos online. And they don't understand. They just don't. But this is happening, and it's happening everywhere. Sexual predators and the police are abusing their power to target victims of a crime they're supposed to be helping. Well, they're not supposed to be helping them. That's the thing. They're supposed to enforce political law and police you. Police infiltrate protests with taxpayers. Well, of course. They're enforcing political law. They're paid with your tax dollars, and they do infiltrate protests. That's been actually put on camera during the, quote, riots in the UK. Police officers dressed up as anarchists being swept in behind police lines. It's happened in the United States as well. So it's not just in one part, right? This is happening everywhere. ACLU, New Jersey, launches smartphone application that lets users secretly record police stops. You can go there and check that out. It's an app called Police Tape that lets users... So just type in that headline. You can probably find it really easily. We have this: U.S. police behind most requests for Twitter information. We just... found out or was disclosed that Twitter is releasing information upon request. Well, U.S. police are behind most of them, so they want to know what you're saying. It says here, police expecting a repeat of riots, the summer riots. It says here that because of budget cuts, they may affect their ability to deal with the unrest. So, and this is going to happen every year. There's going to be more riots. There's going to be more riots, and it's going to get bad as people are killing themselves, jumping off roofs. Because of their, I've already gone through this because of the economy, economic suicides. People are now, pensioners are holding up people. Someone gets evicted out of their house, just start shooting everybody. I mean, this is the new norm. Their dream is a British FBI. The reality may be our own KGB. This is again in the UK. They want their own FBI, which makes sense because what? British police get battlefield weapons for the first time. Some advanced weapons as British soldiers use in conflict zones in Iraq and Afghanistan. That's the same place they train too, to police the slaves. They actually have cops over there training in Iraq and that for home. Mother who questions vaccine at hospital has newborn taken away. That's right. So apparently they scored a 9 out of 10 on basically the health of the newborn, and basically they wanted to detain it. That's right. She goes on there, she says that she was told she's in good hands and you'll be able to see her soon, and that's after they injected her and then asked her if the baby was allergic to it after they injected her. And of course, what the doctor said, they indicated a dislike for midwives with the comment, too many people think they know what they're doing. So doctors, just like police, right? Bunch of egomaniacs on power trips. It says here, New Mexico mom jailed for overdue Twilight book and DVDs. This is in the home of the free land of the brave, and this isn't just mom, these are children too. It says here, New Mexico woman was arrested and spent a night in jail for not returning the book, the Twilight series. And we're going to keep moving on here. More crazy stories. Remember this, Georgia police shut down girls' lemonade stand. This is from July, right around the same time last year. So right after Independence Day, right? Shutting down kids' lemonade stands because they don't have a permit. Then a viewer sent me this. It's actually what? From Disney. It's a Disney video, and it shows a cop doing what? Basically shutting down or giving a ticket to a girl running a lemonade stand. That's right. And there he is walking away. So they're just conditioning the youth, the future. Then we have Cindy went overboard shutting down a fireworks stand, youth pastor says. The children's pastor of a church that shut down its fundraising fireworks stand under the pressure from the city of Tulsa this week says the action was unnecessary and could have been accomplished by a single fire marshal instead of a group of police officers and fire marshals. Then we have Google Shopping censors all gun, ammo, and accessories results. So this is a new policy. It says we do not allow the promotion or sale of weapons and any related products such as ammunition or accessory kits on Google Shopping. Here's a good story. Program to buy back guns in Chicago inadvertently, see this is, they say inadvertently, it's a propaganda term, loaded term, hands over $6,000 for National Rifle Association Children's Camp. So we know that the cities, especially like Chicago and all that, they do that turn in your gun program, right, to poor people who are desperate, right, because they don't want people defending themselves. It says, but Guns Save Life chose to use our program for their own ends. Well, they're running it. So the head of it said, we are redirecting funds from people who would work against the private ownership of firearms to help introduce the next generation to shooting safely and responsible. So God bless them, right? So that's what you call killing the future. We have Homeland Security report lists liberty lovers as terrorists. That's right. Americans who believe their way of life is under attack, who are fiercely nationalistic as opposed to universal international orientation, globalization they're talking about. People who consider themselves anti-global, those who are wary of loss of American sovereignty, Americans who are suspicious of centralized federal authority, Americans who are reverent of individual liberty, and people who believe in conspiracy theories that involve grave threat to national sovereignty or personal liberty. And of course, it also lists people opposed to abortion and groups that seek to smite the purported enemies of God and other evildoers as terrorists. So I don't know, maybe that pastor who's selling fireworks qualified. Remember this from June of this year, the threat at home. National Guard deems Americans the greatest threat, terrorist threat. Check out this report, Land of the Free. U.S. has the highest incarceration rate in the world. I've never heard of this guy, but Russell Brand, democracy is pointless. He says he doesn't vote because it's pointless. It's a spectacle between two indistinguishable political parties, neither of whom represent the people, but the interests of powerful business elites that run the world. And remember the healthcare bill that was just passed? Chief Justice John Roberts has escaped to Malta. Ooh, look at that, the nice Knights Templar. In the UK, the chairman of the British Constitution Group has been arrested and imprisoned by a secret court. As a U.S. citizen, San Diego man stranded after told he was on a no-fly list. And as Congress tells TSA to stop patting down their Illuminati queen, Captain Kirk loses his pants during an airport security check.